cars have souls.
Welcome back to part 2 of our Can Monster Gasser build. If you haven't, please consider subscribing to our channel and don't forget to like and comment. In this video I'll cover the work that's been done to the car since it came home from Justin's shop. My brother Clayton helped me go down and snag it from Ventura. I've gotten a few questions about the Y-block headers. They are from Speedway and are listed for trucks. They seem to fit just fine in the car, as you can see, even with the engine set back. Here are some detailed shots of it after I got it home. Justin did an amazing job on the car. Thanks again for all the hard work, man. In part 1 you could see the photos of the oil pan cut apart to allow for the steering. Here it is finished and installed. The front suspension is also freshly powder coated. First order of business is to get the engine pulled out. With the sheet metal out of the way, the engine comes out pretty easy. I've been asked what the engine color is. Here's the color and the code if you want to get some for your project. It's a nice color. Houston, we have a problem. When I brought the engine home from Tim's after the break-in, I needed to get the oil changed out of it. That, as you can see, brought with it some surprises. The baffling part was the break-in ran perfect. After taking it back to Tim to investigate, he was able to determine that it had an internal water leak. A weakness in the 50-plus-year-old block had given way and allowed the water to flow into the oil. Here's a replacement block that I found that will replace the bad one. More to come on the engine redo later. Prime time. Right before I took the car down to Justin's, I had just started stripping all the paint off. It was now time to get some primer on the bare metal. Primer is a direct-to-metal primer made by Tamco. Time to replace those rusted-out floor pans. The floor pans were pretty far gone when I got the car. Classic to Current Fabrication supplied the replacement panels. They aren't a factory replacement, but they are a good deal for the money. You can hit up the speedandchrome.com website for a list of our sponsors and links to their sites. Tell them we sent you. I cut and ground away the garbage floor and started getting the new ones in place. I started by laying in the new panels and marking off where I needed to cut. Thankfully, this is more of what I call California rust, where it's only skin deep and the frame and understructures aren't harmed. Since the engine was set back in the car, the firewall needed to be notched in a couple of places, one where the distributor is and the other is for the starter. I punched holes in the new pans and ground away the paint and rust underneath so I could plug weld them before the finish welding. Working my way around one by one, they were replaced with good solid metal. Separation anxiety. It was finally time to get the body pulled off the frame. I didn't have a car lift, but I did have a floor jack and some imagination. I picked up some cinder blocks from the local Home Depot and slowly worked it up. It's sitting on some channel iron. Where there's a will, there's a way. Getting the body off and out of the way allowed me to get it all pulled apart and ready for the powder coater. Oh, happy day. The powder coater did a really nice job on the frame and the parts. Now it's time to get this thing put back together. I needed to get the transmission and bell housing mocked up so I could take some measurements to get the driveline made. As you can see, his first try on the driveline was close, but he had written down the numbers wrong and it was too long. So after taking it back, he adjusted it and it was all good to go after that. It's all looking pretty amazing to me. What do you think? Steering is good. Justin, using some creativity, was able to figure out a way to use the original steering box. It was moved up and the angle was changed, but easily within the tolerance for a coupler to join the old steering shaft with an aftermarket column. Now that I knew everything would fit together correctly, I could go ahead and have the coupler welded onto the steering box. This is my good friend Dennis. He's a much better welder than I am. Now that the welding is all done, I can get this thing cleaned up and painted and looking pretty. Brakes are good. I'll be running disc brakes on the front and drum brakes on the back, and I picked up this used Willwood setup on Facebook Marketplace. It's pretty much brand new and should work perfect for what we're going to set up on the car. Off to get some metalwork done. Well, there's a lot of things I can do on these old cars. My background's in body and paint, and I can do a lot of wrenching. There are things I can't do or can't do well. I am not a sheet metal fabricator, but thankfully I have friends that know how to do that kind of stuff. This is my friend Scott Randall. He owns Progressive Customs, and he's going to be taking care of a lot of the specialized sheet metal fabrication on the car. He's going to be doing a roll cage and a tilt front end and just a whole bunch of stuff on the car. So we'll be covering that in part 3. Thanks for watching. Take care and drive fast.